What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I'm feeling like 100 grand.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Weisz.
Dr. Jeremy Weisz here. I am the founder and host of InspiredInsider.com, where I talk with inspirational entrepreneurs and leaders. Today is no different. And this is a special episode. I am actually interviewing founders and CEOs live at the Sweets and Snacks Show. And so check it out. We have some amazing companies featured. Check this episode out. And before I get to that, this episode is brought to you by Rise 25. At Rise 25, we help businesses give to and connect to their dream 100 relationships. How do we do that? We help you run your podcast. We are an easy button for an organization or business to launch and run your podcast. I've been podcasting for over a decade now. You know, for me, the number one thing in my life is relationships. I'm always looking at ways to give to my best relationships. And I found no better way to do that than to profile the people and the companies I most admire, feature them on my podcast, and shout from the rooftops what they're working on and what they're doing. So if you've thought about starting a podcast, you should. If you have questions, you can go to rise25.com or email us support@rise25.com to learn more. Now, check out today's episode. Live from the Sweet and Snack Show. Jeremy Weisz here live at the Sweets and Snack Show. I'm here with KiZE, and tell people about your company and a little bit about your products.
Yeah, so KiZE is a company we started with our mission to change lives for the better. It's really kind of a three-prong: change lives through food, service, and charity. We kind of talk about the expanding heart, so it starts with a real deep love for people. We employ a lot of people that you'd call second chance, or maybe never a first chance, so they've been in prison, drug addiction, homelessness, and for us, we don't want people's past to disqualify them from a better present and future. So we do that. We moved our plant across from the largest homeless facility in Oklahoma City. So we have big neighborly homeless block parties. That's kind of how I like to call them. We feed kids throughout the world, food banks, and we do a lot of stuff in Haiti, where we went to 6 years of mission work prior to COVID and their president getting assassinated. So product: clean, simple, high quality, 4 to 8 base ingredients, kind of nut butter first, clean, indulgent. So something you can feel good energy-wise, but enjoy the taste, and at the same time connecting you to a bigger mission and a purpose around the world.
Yeah, and Jeff, I want to hear about why you first started the company, but I just want to say, guys, this is delicious, and surprisingly, when a bar is this size, it doesn't usually have the protein in it. This is 9 to 10 grams of protein, which is pretty amazing for any bar, but also this type of bar.
Yeah, I think, we like to be healthy ourselves, and we believe in a balanced diet, real high quality, enjoying, but protein's key like anything else. So sometimes you get high protein is a lot of powders and a lot of other filler stuff and a lot of not real food ingredients necessarily, or if you have a more real food ingredient based, it doesn't have as much protein. So we kind of try and believe we're kind of that happy medium of it's clean and simple, but you have a good balance of protein from natural nut butters and some powders, as well as your sweeteners or carbs come from a raw honey or organic dates. So we try and get real nutrients in every ingredient, keep it simple, make it delicious, and I think that gives the energy to really enjoy living a healthy lifestyle.
So what made you first decide to start this company? It's no small feat to start any company. It's not easy.
Yeah, it was really just kind of that self-discovery journey post-college. I graduated. I was an entrepreneurship major at the University of Oklahoma. Moved back to my mom's basement kind of thing, except for she doesn't have a basement. But it was a real blessing in disguise because I didn't get a job like I wanted. It's kind of the economy was bombing, but it really helped me dig deep and understand, like, what do I want to do? What's my purpose? What's my passion? And I arrived at three things. I love helping people. I loved health and fitness. That's why people wanted my help. Hey, Jeff, can you write me a diet? Can you give me a workout? And I like entrepreneurship. I like business as a means to create, just like you're creating something awesome to help inspire and educate people. We wanted to create something to help people live better and healthier, but connect them at a larger purpose. So to me, when I think about KiZE, again, we want to change lives through our culture, through our values, through our vision, and just a deep love for people and action. And so that's why we hire like we hire. That's why we do the different service initiatives that we do. And we just want to inspire people to a life of generosity. And I think that's a big reason, not only why we started, but why we keep going. You know, it's hard. So if you don't have that passion or that purpose and a real deep clarity on your why and your who, then you'll quit when the tough times come. COVID was tough. All the other times were tough. But you know, we've been super blessed and fortunate to keep going. So.
You know, talk about the decision to actually employ second chance, third chance people, because that's not an easy decision, right? I mean, it's hard enough when you have someone who's, you know, fresh out of college, they have a background in it, and I've had many staff throughout the years, and some are dependable, some are not dependable. So you take a chance there. What was the decision to do that?
Yeah, you know, that's a really good question. And again, we haven't hit home runs with everybody, but we don't, you know, I know personally, I don't want to be judged for every choice I've made in my life. And, you know, some people have had tougher hands dealt with them or more negative consequences from choices, but we want to meet people where they're at and say, hey, you know, it doesn't really matter. We love you where you are for today. Like, here's what being successful at KiZE looks like. Here's what being successful in life can look like. And we want to help teach you. You know, I found a lot of people have just never been taught. No one's ever invested in anybody. And so, you know, for us, it looks like just getting an opportunity to come in and see if they fit with our culture, because we believe we can teach anybody anything. We don't need you to have a degree or a PhD or whatever. And again, you may have a drug-ridden past or something else, but hey, we want to go, you know what? You can change your life today.
Jeff, I don't know if you can talk about or say names or anything like that, but I'd love to hear a story of someone and a little about their background and kind of what happened on the other side.
Well, a few people that are actually here at the show who aren't here right now are part of that story. So maybe if you came back later, you know, he could add to it. But you know, we've got a few individuals we met. You know, friend of a friend of a friend. We moved into the largest homeless population in Oklahoma City. So we first tried to hire in the neighborhood, mostly Hispanic, if not homeless. Mentored and volunteered at a place through a friend, connected me. We started hiring people as kind of a friend of a friend. Next thing you know, we started getting these guys that were in this sober living home called Hope is Alive. And they just started working with us. And that really helped me learn about drug upbringing and history. And we've got multiple guys that have decade-long life of just marred by drug addiction and all the problems that come from that. But it's just been a real miracle seeing where these guys have come from and who they are today. And not only that they have a job, but that they're leaders in our company. Yeah. And they're growing, and now seeing them pour into the next people, it's been a really inspiring journey, and it makes us know that we want to serve customers with great products, but at the end of the day, building those relationships plus resources, that equals that real life change. So whether it's the guys on our team that have done that, I mean, you're talking about, I mean, they'll tell me stories about people dying in front of them from overdosing on needles and spending time in jail and all this stuff, and they can't get hired anywhere else because of their past, and if they do, it's in a warehouse somewhere that everyone does drugs and alcohol, and they can't be sober, so they can't turn their life around. When we try and have a culture of, you know, keeping people clean and sober, and again, knowing people aren't going to be perfect, but giving them a higher standard and walking with them through that.
Yeah, that's inspiring. Is there a certain training process that you have for people who come on board? And how that works?
Not really, no. I mean, we definitely learn as we go. It's kind of one of those things where I just like to be up front and go, hey, here's our story, here's our mission, here's our values, here's what we stand for, here's where we're going, and here's how you can be a great part of that. And, you know, I believe in everybody's an entrepreneur, everybody's a leader, and, you know, I've just learned that no one's ever really been spoken into and believed in the past. And so yeah, we start people usually in the operations side and try and expose them to whole, we manufacture our own products, and over time people know they could be the director of operations someday. And yeah, it's been really a great process. And again, we don't bat 1,000 with everybody, but we've been super fortunate, had a good success rate, really seen some great transformation stories. I can think of a handful of guys that they've been with us 3+ years now, and getting raises and bonuses and different promotion and learning different skills and traveling, and it's truly amazing. So we hope to share their story larger someday.
Throughout the journey, there's probably a lot of milestones and proud moments. What's one that sticks out with KiZE that's been you're especially proud of?
It's really everything people related. I mean, we've had some cool things. We've got to go to Haiti, which was part of it. We went to Haiti for 6 years on mission trips. We fed over 1,000 kids every day, built homes, medical clinics, you name it, whatever their needs were, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, financially, whatever. We want to see the need and feed the need. That was super incredible. I never thought at the beginning of KiZE we'd spend 6 years in Haiti, and the only reason we haven't been back because of COVID and then some other fortunate things, but really seeing the people. We do a big monthly homeless service in Oklahoma City. We moved our facility across the street. And it's incredible seeing our team come together and really team building to just serve and get to know our homeless neighbors, or people that might be like some of these kids, but nobody ever stepped in to help them or get to know them. And I think seeing that, I think touches me of going, hey, we want to sell trillions of bars, and we can't do that without awesome people like yourself that make the choice to be a part of it. But seeing the true behind the scenes people impact, I think, is what moves me the most, because that is the mission, is to change lives for the better. And when you've seen it and you felt it and you've walked with people through the ups and downs and the highs and the lows, but you see them come out better on the other side, I think that's what moves me.
Yeah. And Jeff, this is KiZE, the life-changing bar, right? So it's not just health life-changing, but you're changing lives internally and externally. Tell people, where can they find it? Where is it in stores? What's the website? Where can they learn more?
www.KiZeConcepts.com. If you're in the Southwest, more Oklahoma, Texas, Whole Foods, Sprouts, we've got some CVS nationwide, but the website's a great place because those same people that you're giving jobs and opportunities to, it keeps them having a job. It allows them to make it, pack it, fulfill it, put their love and hard work into that to help get it out to you in a timely manner. So that's probably the
What other places do you, if someone's listening, what other places do you want this in? If they know someone at one of those companies, where else?
Everywhere, worldwide though. Costco, Sam's Club, I don't know.
All right.
Target, who knows? I don't know.
So if you know someone from any of those places, then check out KiZE. It is actually really delicious, really healthy, and thanks for what you do. Really inspiring.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like 100 grand.